I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make them bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the #1 Chief Rock Knicks Universal main man, Uncle Freezie, and it is game day. Let's go. Let's go. Party people, it's game day. It is game day, man. It's game day. It's game day. It's game day. Let's go. We are finally in the spot. We are finally at the place that we wanted to be. Let's go. Let's go. Get that energy all the way up in the ceiling. Let's get it. Let's get it, man. It's game day, man. I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited. It's game day. It's game day. It's game day. The season is upon us. Let's get that energy all the way up in the ceiling. Let me shout out to my people. First, Francisco, man. What's good, man? It's good to see you. Francisco's in the spot. T. Williams is in the spot, man. What's good? What's good? Con, what's happening? I saw your comment when I was backstage chilling, right? I saw your comment when I was backstage chilling. I was like, oh, man. I think that might be a little bit of cold feet. I think that may be a little bit of cold feet. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't say that to the new people. I don't say stuff like that to the new people. I only say that to the people that have been around a little bit, that I know, that I've seen here or in other places. You know what I'm saying? The ball don't lie is in the building. What's good? Man, it's game day, man. We waited all summer for this day, and I am excited that it's here. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm excited that this day is finally here. A lot of things to look forward to. There's a lot of things to look forward to. A lot of expectation. And most of all, more so than anything, we get to see the Knicks play basketball. How about that? A lot of things going on, blase blah, this is that, this is that, this is that. The most exciting thing to me is we get to see the Knicks play basketball. That alone excites me. That alone excites me. Right? I'm pumped up about that. I'm excited. I'm excited about that. Andrew College. What's good, man? Good morning. The Knicks are here. There are certainly a few things. Certainly, there are a few things that, you know, we can look for and we can be excited about. Right? Thing number one, though, is that the Knicks are playing basketball. We get to watch our guys. That's exciting to me. I'm pumped up about that. I'm pumped up about year 2 of Jalen Brunson. I'm pumped up about year 2 of Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart together for the Knicks. I'm excited about that. I'm also super excited about the fact that the Knicks going. Oh, is that for me? Hey, this ain't. Oh, hey, hot tea, wow, hot tea from a hottie. Hey, honey. Hot tea from a hottie. So I'm excited about Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart year 2 together. I'm excited about us coming into camp relatively healthy. Relatively healthy, everybody. No team is going to be exactly all the way 100% healthy, but the Knicks coming in for the most part, no major injuries, right? I'm excited also because I saw where the Knicks coaching staff tried to implement some new things. That's exciting to see. That's exciting to see. They'll, of course, the coaching staff will get zero credit when good things happen, and they get all the blame when bad things happen. I don't want to be on that wave, right? I want to give credit to everyone, right? I'm excited to see the progress of the young fellas. That is going to be awesome. Who actually got deep in their training bag and got better. That's going to be awesome to see. And it may not be who you expect, but so what? As long as it happens, that's all that really matters to us. We just want to see a second round playoff team get better, right? We just want to see our team take those steps towards becoming a championship level franchise on and off the court for once, right? Yeah, I'm old enough to remember when the Knicks had a championship level roster on the court. That happened a couple of times. I think the Pat Ewing era was a championship level team. The front office was not a championship level front office, in my opinion. And that may be the reason why we're short on championships. But I'm excited now about the possibility. I'm excited now about the possibility of our Knicks franchise being in both places. Championship level front office, championship level roster, and a potentially championship level coaching staff, right? Championship level coaching staff. It starts tonight with Boston. Whether we win or lose is not going to determine the outset of or the path of the season unless there's some rash of injuries, and we hope that we don't wish that on anybody. Tom from Huntington is in the building. What's good, Tom? Tom says, good morning, and so happy to start the season. Let's go, Knicks. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. Definitely with you on that. I'm also excited about the Knicks starting the season again against Boston. I'm excited about that. About the Knicks starting the season against Boston, them testing themselves against us, and us testing ourselves against them. Now, early in the season, you don't necessarily want to say certain games are measuring stick games, especially out of the box, but Boston is a contender, says Vegas. Boston is healthy. Boston has something to prove to the end, not to us per se, but to the NBA in general, right? And if the Knicks come out tonight and beat the Celtics, all I'm gonna do, listen, I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie. Right? Hey, shout out to Ron Whitaker too, by the way. But I'm not gonna lie. If the Knicks beat Boston, I'll be excited. If the Knicks dominate Boston, I'm gonna ask Andrew Collier to borrow the crank. Hey, Collier, if the Knicks dominate Boston, right? If the Knicks dominate Boston, I'm going to ask you for the crank because I'll be too small to handle to crank up the hype machine by myself. I'll be too little to crank up the hype machine by myself. Right? I'll legit be too little to crank up the hype machine by myself if we beat Boston in Boston. If we beat Boston tonight, I'm talking about Boston, all this stuff. If we beat Boston tonight by 8 to 12 points, If we beat Boston by 8 to 12 points tonight, and that's a safe space, right? Because if we blow them out, then people can say, oh, they hadn't figured it out yet. You know, they got a bunch of new pieces. You know what I'm saying? They still, Boston to be there at the end is what they'll say. Right? If we barely beat Boston, you know, we're like, a win is a win. That's the first one. You know, something to build on, all that stuff. But in a highly competitive game where we pull it out down the stretch and we look like the better team because we execute, I'm hitting up Andrew Collier in the middle of the night and asking him to borrow the crank because I'll be too little, too small to crank up the hype machine by myself. And Andrew Collier says, I would take a 1-point win. Yes, I'll take a win. Right? I'll take the win. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. But that's not what I'm talking about in terms of I'm talking about outside of the win and loss column. Right? Outside of the win and loss column. Because in the NBA, when you only get 82 games, little things mean a lot. Little things mean a lot in the NBA when you only get 82 games, right? And I know 82 games sound like a lot of games, right? It's a lot of games. The season can be a marathon, but against the giants of the league, so to speak, against the giants of the league, you only get a handful of them, a handful of those measuring stick games, the Denver Nuggets type games, the Phoenix Suns type of games, the Boston Celtics type of games, the Cleveland Cavaliers type of games. I think you only get a handful of those. So when you're in those games, you get to see the very best and worst of your roster. And so if we beat Boston tonight by about 8 to 12, I'm just going to hit up Andrew Collier. I'm going to call up I think I may even call up another Knicks content creator show and just shout out Andrew Collier. Like I think I may even call up CK2K or somebody or the Mom and Sons. Y'all remember the Mom and Sons show? Y'all remember the Mom and Sons show that used to come on with the mom and the son used to be on and talking Knicks. They would be so excited and all that stuff. May even try to call them up. Like, hey man, shout out to Andrew Collier, man. Andrew Collier for president. Andrew Collier said, "Yeah, they were good. The mom was hot. Yes, she's a little cutie pie, right?" Miss Mocha probably sharpening up knives right now. I'm sorry, it's not like that. I'm just complimenting. It's just a compliment. That's all. Yeah, Terry and Trey. That's them. That's them. Chef NYK is in the building. My brother, what's good? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So I'm excited for a number of things. And listen, I'm not going to be overall disappointed if we lose. It may be one of those situations where I may be disappointed in the moment, right? But I won't be downtrodden. And I think that's where a lot of Knicks fans go when things don't go their way. Instead of feeling disappointed in the moment, we feel downtrodden. And I'm trying to speak to everybody about that, about bringing the positive vibes to this Knicks space. Bringing the positive vibe to this Knicks space. And not just here, because I know sometimes we could be curmudgeons also, but and part of that has to do less with, man, my posture has been terrible, man. Let me change it. I'm gonna change the I'm trying to fit into this teeny box. I'm gonna change this camera angle again, man, so I can look less like a. All right, here we go. So, and my camera's off too, man. Let me see this angle. I have dual monitors, y'all, so it's like a weird. I'll just leave it like this. We'll just rock like this. We'll just rock like this. Or maybe we won't. Maybe we can move this way. Okay. All right. The ball don't lie in the building. Scott is in the building. Scott, what's good, man? All right, all right. All right. All right. You like Joe Pool? Okay, I got you. Okay. I still like the other angle better. I'm gonna go back to the other angle, man. Even though the championship belt is right there, but all right. There we go. So I've been trying to get you guys to put your Knicks record predictions in the chat. Trying to see where you guys are. You guys know that I'm in that 58 to 62 win range. And when I say 58, people are like, nah, you said 60. Relax. I said 60, but I said also to 62. I see this team as a team that can finish 61-21 if everything goes right. I see this team as a team that has at least 3 7-game win streaks in it. I think this team has at least 3 7-game win streaks, at least. Right? 3 7-game win streaks. I think this team is somewhere in the neighborhood of 58 and 34. 24. I'm sorry. 58 and 24. Or 60 and 22. 62 and 20 is a stretch. But again, Tom Thibodeau has coached a 60-win team before. Tom Thibodeau has coached a 60-win team before. I think he can do it again. I think he can do it again. I think it's possible. So how are y'all feeling about tonight's game though strategically? Strategically, I don't know. I don't know if Boston has anyone out. I'm going to go to that game right now. Atlanta at Charlotte, Indiana versus Washington, New York versus Boston. Okay. So Boston has a 57.3% chance to beat the Knicks based on the ESPN algorithm. Boston has no players injured. The Knicks have no players injured. The Knicks have lost 4 of their last 5 games played. And the one game they won was against Boston. Boston has won 4 out of their last 5 games played. And that one loss, your New York Knicks. Your New York Knicks. The Ball Don't Lie says if 62 your high win, what's your low win record? 58. Yeah, I'm my range is 58 to 62. My range is 58 to 62, and it's not because I'm a Knicks homer. It's not just because I'm a Knicks homer. That's not. But the reason why I think the Knicks are going to be in that 58 to 62 win range is because my belief is that there are no dominant teams in the Eastern Conference. In my opinion, there are 5 really good teams in the Eastern Conference, and I mean really good, right? Those teams are Atlanta, the Knicks, Cleveland, Milwaukee, and Boston. There are going to be some surprise teams in the conference. I think those teams are Orlando and Indiana. And I think the Miami Heat are cruising. Miami is a 46 win team. How they get there, we don't know. But the regular season, it doesn't matter with Miami. They don't care. They don't care about the stuff that we care about. They care about winning championships. Jay Singh is in the building. What's good, Jay? Building blocks. What's good, man? Building Block says we beat Boston second and third string. Yeah. I know. But so did Boston. Boston beat the Knicks second and third string. I'm just saying. Turnabout is fair play. Right? Okay. So I think so. What are our keys to victory tonight? So the keys to victory tonight these things are going to be simple. I mean, simple strategy, not simple to execute. Let me rephrase that. It's a simple strategy. It'll be difficult to execute. It'll be easy to identify, but difficult to execute. The one thing the Knicks need to work on right away, the strategy for the Knicks in order to beat the Celtics is wing penetration. You know what the offense is going to be with Boston, right? They're going to send guards down to the baseline to screen for Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, right? They're going to have a big at the top of the floor looking to pass to whoever comes open first, right? And so how we defeat that is, yo, Staffordon is in the building. Staffordon, what's good, man? We were just talking about you the other day. We were just talking about hey, Staffordon. We were just talking about you last night about how we met Muggsy Bogues in Charlotte. I was just talking to Uncle Fulio about that a little while ago. I guess it was a little while ago because we didn't stop rocking till about 2:30. So Top Notch T is in the building. Okay, I see you. So I think easy before I get distracted when I see the homies coming in chat, man. Just want to salute them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to our people as they come in. Sometimes I miss people. You know what I'm saying? Don't if I don't shout you out, man, it ain't nothing personal. It's just y'all already know what it is. I don't have a producer, so how we stop Boston offensively. We already know Porzingis is going to be at the top of the key to threaten the Knicks defense with the straight on three. We know that already. Already. Away from Porzingis, they are going to be running pin downs and rub screens for Tatum and Brown. Tatum's a decent athlete, a very good athlete. Jaylen Brown is an elite athlete, right? So we'll be chasing those guys around while the other guards are going to look to pot shot us, sniper us. So out the gate, we should look for RJ or Randall to guard Tatum, Grimes to be on Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson on whoever that Drew Holiday, and Mitch. We'll be looking for Mitch to guard Porzingis at the top of the key. And just the thought of that makes me a little bit nervous, but not really. Where I'm nervous is Drew Holiday versus Jaylen Brown. I'm not nervous about Jaylen Brown. I'm nervous at hold on. So I'm nervous at Porzingis and Mitch on the perimeter, and I'm also nervous Jalen Brunson guarding Drew Holiday. I'm not nervous with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum because those guys generally get what they want against anybody. DSJ is in the building. What's good, DSJ? Defensively, I think, is where we have an advantage, or offensively against Boston's defense is where we have a clear advantage. Kristaps Porzingis is not a strong side rim protector. He's not. Kristaps Porzingis is not a strong side rim protector. Right? So if we can pull Porzingis away from the rim a little bit, Randle should dominate his matchup against Jason Tatum. I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it right now. I'm looking at, I think Julius Randle will finish the game with 27 points, somewhere in that neighborhood, about 13 to 14 rebounds, about 2 assists, and at least 1 monster jam. I'm calling the Julius Randle sledgehammer at 0.5. How many sledgehammers will Julius Randle drop today against Boston? I'm putting the line at 0.5 sledgehammers. 0.5 sledgehammers today. And I mean, sledgehammer. Right? So I'm gonna put Julius Randle's 3-pointers at +2, 2 3-pointers made, and 0.5 sledgehammers dropped. Sledgehammer. All day long. And Stafford Don says, in my opinion, I think they're going to put Jaylen Brown on Julius Randle. If Jaylen Brown guards Julius Randle, let me adjust my numbers. Julius Randle, 39 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 threes, and absolutely 2 sledgehammers. So I'll put the number for sledgehammers at 1.5 sledgehammers in this game if Jaylen Brown is guarding Randle. Right? If Jaylen Brown is guarding Randle and there's no double team, 37 points, 9 rebounds, at least 3 threes, and a sledgehammer and a half. And I know everybody's yeah, okay, so y'all not familiar with what a sledgehammer is, right? Right? If you're not familiar with what a sledgehammer is and the Knicks fandom vernacular that I just made up this morning. So I just made it up this morning. I didn't know what else to call it. So I just called it a sledgehammer, right? The sledgehammer is not just like the dunk you get when you're wide open. The sledgehammer is Randle dunking with authority over somebody. It's Julius Randle catching a body is Julius Randle making a poster exactly a sledgehammer is the dunk he put on Mike Muscala. Sledgehammer, yes, that. Because if you put your smallest wing defender in perspective, just keep it in perspective, like your smallest wing defender, even though he's the most athletic, he's got a lot of girth, he's not as big as Jason Tatum, right? He's not as big as Tatum. But if you put him on Randall, and Randall's able to get him in the post, sledgehammers. Sledgehammers. It's what it is. The Knicks offensively, in my opinion, may struggle against Boston's defensive guards. They may. They may. I'm not saying this is a fact. When you look at things on paper, Drew Holiday is an excellent defender. Peyton Pritchard is a pretty good defender. Derek White is a pretty good defender. We got to be fair. We got to be fair with the conversation. We can't just be, all Knicks all the time and ignore, facts. Derek White's pretty good. Peyton Pritchard's pretty good. Drew Holiday's pretty good. And so it may be a test for Brunson and Grimes and Quickly to get it going. But I expect two of those three to get it going sometime during the game. The X factor for this game, in my opinion, comes down to two original New York Knicks draft picks. The X factor for Boston is Kristaps Porzingis. If Mitch allows him to shoot that three up top, we might be in trouble. And when I say we might be in trouble, I'm talking about not only losing this game, but getting exposed by the rest of the league. Right? Anybody that has a center that can shoot that straight on three at a decent clip is going to take that blueprint and use it to destroy the Knicks. If Mitch doesn't get out there on those centers. If Porzingis is knocking down that three, if Porzingis hits 3 or 4 threes, we're in trouble. If you remember the game against Washington, when Mitch dunked on Muscala, it wasn't just because not Mitch dunked on Muscala. I'm sorry, Randall dunked on Muscala. If you remember that Washington game, it wasn't just because Jordan Poole went haywire. Mike Muscala was knocking down threes at an amazing clip. Mike Muscala was on fire, and that caused our defense to get out of sorts. And then the next thing you know, the three-point coverage is like, who do you guard, Muscala or Jordan Poole? Muscala or Jordan Poole? So if Kristaps Porzingis is knocking down threes and Derek White is knocking down threes and Jaylen Brown's knocking down threes and Jason Tatum's knocking down threes and Drew Holiday is knocking down threes and Peyton Pritchard's knocking down threes, it's going to be a long night. Tibbs is going to get roasted in the morning. Right. But if we make Kristaps Porzingis work on the catch, not on the recovery, if we make him work on the catch, not the recovery, make Porzingis put the ball on the floor to disrupt their offense, that benefits our defense, right? It stalls their offense. And so now we're talking. And it doesn't have to happen all the time. Jeremy in the building. Rich Boy was good. Nick G. Bully is in the building. Right? If Porzingis is forced to put the ball on the floor and work, that disrupts Boston's offense, then the Knicks can implement our what do you call our defense? Our constricting defense. See, because we're not big, but we constrict and limit options. So we're not big at the point of attack, but what we are is a constricting defense that forces you to take the shots we want you to take. For the most part. NBA players are good, man. They're gonna get their own shot. But for the most part, that's what we gotta do. So if we're able to play our style of basketball, our constricting style of basketball, where screen navigation is key, then I can see us putting the clamps on teams around the league. Of course, Jason Tatum is a great NBA player. Jaylen Brown is a great NBA player. DSJ says, what do we call our defense? Archaic? No. Our defense is a screen navigation defense. That's what we do. That's why our personnel looks different from everybody else's. We value screen navigation. We don't value live ball turnovers and things like that. Unless Dante DiVincenzo is one that can do both. Right? So that's why Dante DiVincenzo is even here. If Dante DiVincenzo was good at one or the other, he wouldn't even be here. But since he's good at both, the Knicks value him. Nev, the Disruptor, is in the building. What's good, Nev? What's good, Nev? How you been, brother? So the Knicks defense is one that we value screen navigation in a pick and roll heavy offensive league. That's one of the things Knicks fans have got to get. We got to understand that in a pick and roll heavy league, we have pick and roll defenders, right? And guys 6'8", 6'9" are not good theoretically, they're not good at screen navigation. It's just they're just not. Most NBA players are not good at screen navigation. About getting low getting low to get around those screens and being forceful around those screens and punishing the screener like the screener wants to punish you. That's why we have guys that are short and stout. You know what I'm saying? They give as well as they get. Right? That's what we like to run. That's what we like. That's what Tom Thibodeau likes to run. And in theory, I don't like it. But if we're being honest, that's what we're doing. That's why you see guys at the end of the bench like Daquan Jeffries, Charlie Brown. Those guys are not superbly talented, but they're smart basketball players. They don't have elite skills. They're smart basketball players. That's why the end of our bench looks the way it does. It's not because basically Tom Thibodeau runs a screen navigation defense. He wants to funnel NBA players a certain direction. He wants guys that are going to play hard and doing that. And so that's why we call Tom Thibodeau a chubby chaser. Because of the players that he likes to use. Yeah, everybody rocking. If y'all watching, man, make sure y'all hit that like button. Support the channel. And yes, we are going to live stream the game tonight. And yes, there will be a Knicks at Night podcast. And yes, there will be a Knicks morning drive tomorrow morning. Right. So for those that are like thinking about the schedule, yeah. I'll probably see you guys around 7:30. I'm not going anywhere right now, at least I don't think. Unless I get a call or something, you know. But yeah, yeah, so we're gonna rock tonight, 7:30. I'm thinking about calling the game myself, right? And then after that, I'm gonna take a break, like take a power nap to let the so that I don't get sensory overload. And then I'll come back for the Knicks at Night podcast, probably around 11:45 or 12. And then rock till probably about 1:32, 2:33, and then be back in the morning for the Knicks morning drive. The season is here. The season is here. Yeah, no, I'm probably gonna I've been waiting for this day for so long that I probably, you know what I'm saying, get all my calls in and reach out to all my clients and stuff. Right after this, try to get that done early and sneak a nap in so that I be prepared for the game, and then so that we can rock deep into the night. Yo, I Ace Ron, what's good? Still Knicks fans. One of the dopest channels on YouTube. What's good, man? What's good, Ron? How you doing, man? I saw y'all the other night. I saw all of y'all rocking the other night, man. I was a little jelly. I was like, look at all my family. Look at all our guys, man. And gal. Look at all our people. Look at all our people rocking together. That was dope. That was dope. And Andrew Collins says, appreciate you. Hey, no doubt, man. No doubt. We got to make sure that we put out quality content. I understand that I know sometimes on the Knicks at Night podcast, we get a little off the rails, but that's what that show is for. That's what that show was for. Salute, salute, salute. Yonkos in the building. Yeah, man. So the Knicks morning drive is for this generally I try to keep it in this sense. I like this format, man. I like just having the mic and talking to you guys, just rocking, just my observations and things of that sort. And the Knicks at Night podcast, we let our hair down some, talk Knicks, but it won't be formatted like this. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you got 2 shows a day, sometimes 3, when you're on YouTube 6 hours a day, you generally try to give like 2 hours of observation and everything else from there. Like let the fans have a voice. Can you let the fans have a voice? That's what we're doing. So my prediction for and I'm sorry about not having fancy graphics. The thing is, when I woke up this morning, man, I was thinking like, what type of graphic am I gonna have on screen? And the ideas were racing so fast. I was like, I'm not gonna go through that. What we'll do is try our best to just you know speak to our truths and go from there. DSJ, are there any Quentin Grimes fans in the building? DSJ, are there any Quentin Grimes fans in the building? Because if they are, then they might want to walk up to the front of the class. All the Quentin Grimes fans, DSJ, JJ, DSJ, JJ, um, um, who else? DSJ, JJ, Julian Blum, um, all the Grimes fans, come up to the front of the class. I want to make a prediction here in front of everybody. DSJ says there are Grounds fans in the chat. Unfortunately, I don't know who they are. LOL. Oh, okay. No, Bully. No, Boulevard. No, no, Bully. Staffordon says Grimes Hive. Okay. All right. All right. Nev the Disruptor says I'm a Grimes fan. Okay. JB in the building. Okay. I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of the team first. I just think y'all give him a bad rap. Okay, 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 okay. All right, all right, all right. Hey, thanks for that clarification. Because I'm not trying to pick a fight or anything like that. So the reason why I bring up Quentin Grimes' name is because I think tonight is the game where we can see him elevate to that status that a lot of Grimes fans thinks that he should be, right? I think this type of game where the matchups are a superstar versus Jalen Brunson, a superstar versus Julius Randle, a superstar versus RJ Barrett, and a regular guy versus Grimes, right? Think about if you think about the starting five, right? So just follow where I'm going with it, right? A star in Porzingis versus Mitch, a star in Tatum versus Randall, a star in Brown versus RJ, and a star in Drew Holiday versus Jalen Brunson. Well, there's one other matchup on the floor. It's Derek White versus Quentin Grimes. It's Derek White versus Quentin Grimes. And I'm talking about the starters now. I'm talking about the starters matchup. I'm pointing out to the homies that I think tonight is the night that Grimes can assert himself and announce himself on the national stage. Right? And so when I say that, let's not start fueling up rockets. We're not going to the moon, right? I don't want to start fueling up rockets. I don't want to have people thinking that we're getting ready to, leave this universe. What I will say though is there will be opportunities for Quentin Grimes to assert himself. Now, my question is, will Quentin Grimes assert himself? I feel like that's a good question. Right? I feel like that's a pretty good question, man. Will Quentin Grimes assert himself tonight against matchups that favor him? In my opinion, at least we think should favor him. Can Quentin Grimes assert himself against the Derek White and Peyton Pritchard matchups? Can he win those at times? Not all game. I'm not asking him to win those matchups all game. I'm not thinking Quentin Grimes is going off for 32 points. That's not what I'm thinking. If he does, he does. He's a quality NBA player, right? But when the defense is not mainly focused on Grimes, can Grimes take advantage of that? I think he can in spots. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised to see Quentin Grimes in the 17 to 18 point area. I wouldn't be surprised to see him there. If he gets more than that, then now you're talking about me being in that category, in the area of being surprised. Anything over 25, I'd be shocked. Anything over 30, I'd be amazed. But not because Quentin Grimes is a bad player, because he's a very, very good player. But man, to break out in the first game of the season against the Boston Celtics on national TV would be something. So my thing is with Drew Holiday guarding Jalen Brunson, both of those guys are gonna do them. Brunson's gonna get his, Drew Holiday's gonna get his. RJ Barrett versus Jaylen Brown is gonna get his. Randall versus Tatum, I like that matchup all day long. I feel like Jason Tatum is a better player than Randall, but the matchup favors Randall. Right? I would trade the entire starting five outside of Brunson for Jason Tatum. Right? But the matchup of Randall versus Tatum, in my mind, physically, goes Julius Randle's way. Karen Fung is in the building. What's good? And Julian Blum says you can't go off for 32. He's the fourth option in the starting lineup. That's Brunson, RJ, and all the main ball handlers. You can't have a fourth ball handler. No. No, JB, you wrong on that one. You wrong on that one. The fourth option thing is a fan thing. It's make believe, right? The fourth option is a make believe thing, right? When you set your offense up, you don't pass in order. You don't pass in order, right? You pass to the open man. You don't pass. It's not connected dots. That's a fan thing. Fans say that. That's a fan thing. I'm not gonna bypass a wide open Quentin Grimes to pass to a contested Julius Randle just because of the color by numbers thing. That's a fan thing, right? When have you ever seen an NBA player turn down a pass because he wasn't in a pecking order? It just don't happen that way. Grimes touches the ball a lot. Now if we're talking about options in terms of running plays for a guy, some guys are gonna get more than others. It's just what it is because some guys are better than others. Right? Like say if me, Rakim, Nas, and Cully was in the studio about to rap, you know what I'm saying? I mean, think about the dudes that are in the room, and the Cully Goat is one of my favorite dudes, one of my favorite human beings, right? But I can't see me and Cully rapping before Nas and Rakim. We should just be glad that we in the building. And just because you have 4 people don't mean you go, Rakim is number 1, Nas is number 2, Uncle Freezie is number 3, and the Cully Goat is number 4. Nah. That's a fan thing. That's a fan thing, man. The Knicks run, for the most part, the Knicks play unselfish basketball for the most part. For the most part. Like the Knicks don't have a Jordan Poole on our team. Right? The Knicks don't have a Jordan Poole on our team where when he comes into the game, the offense is solely he's gonna just it don't matter what the coach is saying, I'm getting my shots up. Nah, we don't have that type of guy on this team, right? We don't have a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander on our team, SGA, where all the shots are centered around him. But what we do have is guys that constantly tell fans, think about this. Think about when you see the Knicks interviews, think about this. The Knicks players constantly say the same thing to Knicks fans in the media, and we ignore it because it's not a sexy soundbite. The Knicks players, say stuff like, we're going to keep our head down and get better day by day. We're going to play together. The ultimate goal is winning. They say stuff like that all the time, and we hear it so much. It's like we just ignore it. But I believe that is what they believe. Because they said it. Not because I'm trying to tap into their mental space and predict what it is that how they feel versus what they're saying. Nobody can do that. Right? You got to be careful when people get in the mindset, and I'm not saying Julian Blum. That's my guy. That's my guy right there. Listen, JB for president. JB for president. Right? None of this stuff is directed at him. I'm just speaking in general. Right? But when you have guys that say they can predict what people are thinking and things of that sort, you just got to be careful, man. Just got to be careful. When that's not what he really meant. Yeah, just easy. Just be careful because you don't know. None of us can read minds. You know what I'm saying? It's like none of us are mind readers. So when they say a certain thing, we just take them at their word. I want to get better day by day. You know what I'm saying? The game will tell you what to do. It's all about winning. Right. And JB says that ain't me. Yeah, no doubt. That's definitely not Julian Blum. That's that's definitely not JB. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. 100%. 100%. I'm with JB on that. I'm 100% with JB on that. We trust what JB say. You know what I'm saying? We trust what JB say. Right? But what I'm alluding to is the fact that the possibility of Grimes scoring somewhere between 18 and 32 points. I do think it's possible. And I do think it's possible because Boston's focus will be on the other Knicks players. And if that's the case, it's the perfect opportunity for a guy like Grimes to step up and assert himself. Most Knicks fans, I think that is reasonable. I think that's reasonable. East Blue Drew is in the building. So you don't think Grimes will get the ball? Won't get the ball that much to do that? I'm with you. I'm with you on part of that, right? I don't, but I'm gonna say it in these terms. I don't think he'll be featured enough to go for 32. But I do think he'll man, listen. These guys, everybody on the offense touches the ball, man. It's not like Grimes will come down the floor and not touch the ball. Part of that is that's like a weird narrative that's floated out there that Grimes comes down the floor and don't even touch it. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. What do we? Yeah, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Now we reaching. Now we reaching. Yeah, now we okay. He does look to pass too much unselfishly. Now we on the same page. Now we on the same page. We on the same page because I was with Rob the Nick. If everybody remember Rob the Nick. Man, Rob the Nick talked my head off at the game. Shout out to Rob the Nick. That's my guy. I love Rob the Nick, man. But even Rob the Nick was saying, why is Grimes kicking the ball back out to the perimeter? I was with him on it. I think Grimes does pass too much. And for that reason alone, just that sentiment that was relayed just now, I think Grimes can surprise a lot of people tonight with maybe somewhere between 17 to 20 points. Because in my belief, the key to stopping the Knicks is shutting down Brunson and Randall. So if you shut down Brunson and Randall, then quickly RJ and Grimes have to step up. So if you shut down Brunson and Randall, and when I say shut down, I don't mean you're not gonna shut them completely down. Even in Randall's worst game, Randall will get you 11 points and 8 rebounds in his worst game. Jalen Brunson in his worst game is going to be about 16 points and 3 assists. So shutdown is relative, but in those games, it's incumbent upon Grimes, Quickly, and RJ to step up. Grimes, Quickly, and RJ have to step up, and tonight's one of those games where Boston is elite at point guard. They're elite at the 3. They're elite at the 4, and they're very, very good at the 5. Where they're not dominant is at the 2. And that leaves the door open for Quentin Grimes to introduce himself to the NBA on the grand stage. And if he does it, man, I'm going to be pulling for him. 100% pulling for him. 100%. Pulling for him. And not in a vengeful state. Right? Not in a vengeful state, right? Because there are some fans that love a player so much that they put that player before the team. I don't do that. I won't do that. Right? The reason why we lost is because Miles McBride only got 9 shots. No, I'm not that guy. And shout out to Miles McBride, too, by the way. Shout out to Miles McBride. Deuce McBride has a bunch of fans on this channel. So shout out to Deuce McBride. DSJ says Quentin Grimes introduced himself to the NBA during the Rising Stars Challenge. Then he went back to Tom Thibodeau's offense. Oh, yeah. DSJ, I disagree with you on that one, bro. I disagree with you on that one. The Rising, nobody remembers dunk champions and rising stars guys and all of that stuff, bro. You want to be a player in this league, you have to be impactful in big games and in the playoffs. You want to be impactful, you got to step up in big games and in the playoffs. It's what it is, man. And so I'm not trying to downplay Grimes. I honestly believe tonight quickly and some others, Grimes potentially is going to do his thing tonight because of matchups. Now Friday night in Atlanta, it may be a different thing where he's facing DeJounte Murray. But what I'm saying in tonight, in this matchup, Grimes has to take it. You can't eat what's on somebody else's table. Eat what's on your table first, right? Eat what's on your table. If you're a Knicks fan, you got to do that. I mean, if you're Grimes, I'm sorry, you got to do that. Knicks game plan needs to get Jaylen Brown in foul trouble in the first 3 minutes of the game to get him back to the. Hey, man. Okay. hey, man, do it. Do it. You know what I'm saying? And JB says, I agree 100% with DSJ because he's the one of the main characters. That's what you get from. Oh, wait a minute. Let me read this again. I agree 100% with DSJ because when he's one of the main characters, that's what you get from him. Right. Okay. So, okay. All right. So, what are we saying? So what are we saying? Are we saying that Quentin Grimes is a better player than Randall, Brunson, and RJ in the starting lineup? Dripmore is in the building. I agree 100% with DSJ because when he's one of the main characters, that's what you get from him. I don't understand. I don't understand it. I don't understand that one. I don't understand that one. I'm not picking on that. I just don't get it. Are we saying when Grimes is featured? Is that what you're saying? When Grimes is featured, he'll give you 20 points, 18, 20 points. Yo, Allah Wise is in the building. Big 60 is in the building. The Big 60. Let's go. The thing is in these NBA offenses, man, it's hard to feature numerous guys. It's hard to do that, not because scheme and not because of personnel. It's just because in a 48-minute game, you know, you just don't have time. And strategically, you just want to win. You just want to win. And so as I think about the comment that Julian Blum put up, where is it? As I think about this one, as I think about it more, I think I'm more inclined to agree. I just don't like when he is featured. How about that? When he gets the opportunity, he can do that. I just don't like when those opportunities occur. It's like Summer League, Rising Stars Challenge, preseason. None of that stuff matters to me as a Knicks fan. I don't care about the Rising Star. Man, fuck the Rising Star. I don't give a damn about no Rising Stars Challenge. I don't care about Summer League against guys that may not even be. I don't care. I don't care about the preseason when he's the only starter. I don't care. What I'm talking about is tonight. Tonight, the opportunities will be there. And will he take advantage of those? I don't care nothing about no damn Rising Stars Challenge. Who cares? Nobody cares about the Rising Stars Challenge. Is that what we hanging our hat on? He looked good against the Rising Stars. Nah, man. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Tonight provides an opportunity for him to step up. Now, I tell you what. Now it may look like we're divided on some things right now, but about 10 o'clock tonight, if that man come out there 19 points, he done knocked down 5 threes and played exquisite defense, then about 10 o'clock tonight, then all of us, and we won, all of us will be on the same page. All of us. JJ is in the building. JJ says they don't even play defense in the Rising Stars game. LOL. Yeah. It's a glorified all-star game. JJ, do you know who we were talking about, bro? Because once JJ found out who we were talking about, I think it might be a little bit different. I'm gonna grab Yeah, just to be fair, just being fair. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's right. Hold on for okay. Yeah, and in fairness to Grimes, we all feel like he has potential. I don't want this to be the Quentin Grimes power hour. I don't want to turn it into like the Quentin Grimes power hour. I'm just saying if anybody is to step up tonight in a matchup where Brunson has a premier matchup, RJ has a premier matchup, Randall has a premier matchup, and Mitch has a premier matchup. The one guy that could probably take advantage of these things is Grimes, and if he does, man, that is going to be fantastic, right? That'd be fantastic, man. That'd be what we've all been waiting for, honestly, that'll be what we've all been waiting for. Whether we call it one thing or another, whatever we call it, it's basically we've been waiting for another player to step up and show Knicks fans how good they are on a consistent basis. That's what we've been waiting on for years. JJ says, "What if I said I want Grimes to be the third option in the starting lineup over RJ?" Yeah, options are a fan thing. Options are a fan thing, bro. Options that whole I want IQ to be the sixth option. I want Josh Hart to be the eighth option. That that's a fan thing, right? Like the thing is when Brunson probes the paint, when Brunson comes off the wing and probes the paint, he does his razzle dazzle, gets in the paint, looking around. He gets into the Brunson burner. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, JJ, it's absolutely true, bro. That this is absolutely true, man. Absolutely true. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah, it's absolutely true, bro. When Brunson is probing the paint and looking around and Mitch is wide open under the rim, he ain't gonna look at Mitch and be like, I can't pass it to you because I gotta find Julius Randle. Nah, that's a fan thing. That's a fan thing. That's drummed up TV narrative stuff, right? Like when Randall is cooking and the double team comes and 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 Grimes is wide open, he's not gonna be like, "Oh, I can't pass it to you," because the pecking order says they have to start at Brunson first. Nah, man. Nah, man. That's not how. Yeah, the option thing is a fan narrative, but now, if we're talking about the substitutions, who's on the floor? If we're talking about okay, Brunson and Randall are out, IQ and Josh Hart are in, right? And now we're establishing who's going to get shots where. I could see it in that case, right? Let's get Grimes some touches right here. Let's run a pin down. Um um let's run let's run pistol 5 with Hartenstein. That way Hartenstein can be at the top of the key setting the screen for IQ, and when IQ turns the corner, he can put up his floater. He could kick it back to Hartenstein for an 11-foot jumper, or he could try to make that long cross court pass to Quentin Grimes uncovered in the corner for a three. Right? He could try it. Right? I get it. I get it. I get that. Yeah, and JJ, we already talked about that briefly. The key matchups for tonight. in our mind, in my mind, is Tatum versus Randall. I would trade everybody in the starting lineup for Jason Tatum except Jalen Brunson. I would trade everyone in the starting lineup for Jason Tatum except for Jalen Brunson. But Julius Randle versus Jason Tatum is a matchup that favors us. I think that is the key matchup. I think that's the key matchup. Oh, JB, I didn't even see you. Okay. JB says, how is it a fan thing? How is it a fan thing? We talking about RJ in the big three. RJ sometimes 1 for 9, 3 for 16. Grimes is known to be more efficient than RJ when getting more than 5 shots. But that's my opinion. No, the options thing is a fan thing. The second part of that is accurate, though. The second part of that is accurate. But the thing that you left out, and I don't know if you did it on purpose or by accident, I don't care. RJ Barrett is a more aggressive offensive player than Quentin Grimes. Period. Chat, do y'all believe, is that a stretch by me? Is that me? Is that me creating a narrative, or you guys feel like that's accurate? RJ Barrett is more of an aggressive player, offensive player, than Quentin Grimes. Am I reaching? Am I reaching there? I don't think I'm reaching there. I think RJ Barrett is way more aggressive. RJ Barrett is the most aggressive offensive player. Listen, when it comes down to shots, RJ Barrett don't turn down nothing but his collar. When it comes to shots, when have you ever seen RJ Barrett turn down shots? Ever. Against any defender on any night in any situation. RJ Barrett is just is a more aggressive player than Grimes. Right? That's just what it is. Now, does it justify him getting more shots than Grimes? Probably not. Probably not. But when Grimes pass him the ball, RJ's probably thinking, oh, he don't want to shoot, I'll shoot it. Grimes is looking like, okay, I don't have a perfect shot right here. I'll kick it to RJ. RJ is like, I ain't even looking for a perfect shot. I'm just looking for a shot, period. So I agree with you on this, that part. As far as the fans thing, that is a fans thing. That's a fans thing. The options thing is media driven stuff, so they can get clicks and all that stuff. Right? Right? I'll tell you this. I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. Right? Say the Milwaukee Bucks trade Giannis to the Denver Nuggets. Right? So Giannis is traded to the Denver Nuggets, and Jokic is still there. Are you going to tell me that Jokic is going to be a number 2 option to Giannis? No. Are you going to tell me that Giannis is going to be a number 2 option, floor spreader, spot up 3-point shooter for Jokic? No. No, it's no. It doesn't. Things like that don't. That's media driven stuff, man. The media said, especially teams don't have a dominant star. Teams that don't have a dominant star, they make up stuff like that, right? When teams don't have a dominant player, or media markets don't have a dominant player, they make up stuff like that. Oh, the Knicks need a dominant number one option. Well, really? What happened to the point guard? Does the point guard do anything? That's why you have one, right? To orchestrate offense. Is that not what this is about? And then two, people will be like, well, no, it's just you need a number one option down the stretch of games because no, you just need a closer. You just need a bucket getter down the stretch. A certified bucket getter down the stretch. The number one, yeah, the number one and number two options thing to me is the media spoon feeding fans a certain narrative. And sometimes we believe it. Sometimes we believe it. Because think about this. Are we really, we're playing Boston tonight, right? And if we use the option theory, are we really saying Drew Holiday is a fourth option? JJ, is Drew Holiday the fourth option for the Boston Celtics? Does that make Derek White the fifth option? You see where I'm going with this? You see how this thing gets crazy? Right? If Tatum is the number one option in fans' minds and Jaylen Brown is the number two option in fans' minds, right? Then who's the third option? Kristaps Porzingis is the third option on offense? Then Drew Holiday is the fourth option? No, the option thing is a fan thing. These dudes are going to go out here. They're going to take advantage of mismatches, and they're going to just eat. That's what they do. Right? These guys, these NBA players are not going to be like, oh, I'm the number one option. When I go to the bench, then the de facto number one option on the floor is such and such, right? Or no, well, he can't be that. He's the number two option. Nah, that's a fan thing. Right? JJ said that's unfair. Yeah, no, man, it's no the options thing is unfair when you consider it. Like, think about it. If such and such, if options was a thing, what do you do with the player that gets the hot hand that's not the number one option? Do you just let him cool off? Say Grimes gets hot tonight, and I think he will. I think he will because the defense will be focused on other players. And say Grimes knocks down 2 threes in a row. Do you not go back to Grimes because of the number one option? Yeah, that's a fan thing, man. That's a fan thing. And I know we've been told this stuff for years and years and years, and it's hard to let certain stuff go. Somebody say something that's new. I know it's hard to let stuff go, but instead of thinking what I'm saying is crazy talk, watch the game tonight. Watch the game tonight, right? Watch how things play out tonight and going forward. Watch how many times Grimes touches the ball in the half court. Right? Watch how many times RJ touches it. And think about the shots that are generated from each. Right? So in a 48-minute game, Grimes will probably get 110, 120 possessions. Grimes will probably touch it about 80 times. RJ will probably touch the ball about 70 or 80 times. But watch how many shots come out of those touches. Right? Just because you touch it 80 times don't mean you'll shoot it 80 times. You might touch it 80 times and shoot it 12 times. Right? But RJ will touch it 70 or 80 times, and he's going to try to shoot it 25 times. They'll tell him, slow down. You got to relax, bro. Calm down. You can't shoot it every time you get it. Okay. Okay. You can touch the ball, but is it a good option to shoot the ball or pass if the option is not? Hey, man, every time you have the ball, you have multiple options: dribble, pass, or shoot. I know that sounds basic, but every time you possess it, dribble, pass, or shoot. East Blue Drew says, you think they passing Grimes the ball that much? Yes. Yes. Yep. Yes. Grimes is touching the ball that much. Even Mitchell, bro, don't look at when people shoot. We're talking about physically touching the basketball. Physically touching the basketball. RJ Barrett looks to turn those physical touches into shots. He's aggressive. Mitch is not aggressive, right? Grimes is aggressive sporadically, right? And it's because, and I don't want to use this as a de facto built-in excuse, but it's because Grimes and Mitch, in my opinion, are defensive-minded first. Like their defense first, so their mindset may not be all scoring. You know what I'm saying? Is today a holiday or something? Yeah, is today Columbus Day? Hold on. What? Oh my goodness. No, today's not Columbus Day. Columbus Day is past. Yeah. Columbus Day has been passed. Okay. Trying to figure out why this phone ain't ringing. DSJ says Mitchell Robinson, for all intents and purposes, is offensively limited, and Grimes is okay. 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 All right. It's Knicks season opener, so yes, it's a holiday. Bim. There we go. Kerry Cox says Brown is why he's only scoring 8 to 14 points at most. Thank you. It's gonna be a peculiar game tonight to see the Knicks actually in a position where they can knock off the dreaded Boston Celtics. the Knicks are in a position. Speaking about Grimes and Free. Oh no, man! Come on, man. The Grimes thing. Yo, I'm not. I only want to dip my toe into the Grimes water, just to prepare everybody that Grimes may have a breakout game tonight. I didn't want to get into, you know what I'm saying, how Knicks fans view Grimes and all of that stuff. Just talking about game strategy. Just talking about game strategy. Um, yeah, man, just talking about game strategy, man. I didn't want to get too deep into I didn't want to stir up the Grimes hive or any of that stuff. Just mentioning to be on the lookout for Grimes having a breakout game tonight. That's all. That's all it was. DSJ says, forget about Grimes' potential versus his reality. Will quickly make the front office regret not extending him. Oh, it didn't. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not ready to talk about that yet. Yeah, yeah. Knicks versus Boston, bro. Knicks versus Celtics. Tonight we can establish. Tonight we can put the NBA on notice. Tonight we can let the NBA know that the Knicks are here to stay. Right. In a primetime game. Two very, very, very passionate fan bases start the season against each other. And Boston won't call this a rivalry, right? Because the Knicks basically hadn't done anything in so long. But I think tonight's the night. Tonight's the night where we let the Boston Celtics and the rest of the NBA know that Big 60 is not a pipe dream. All right, everybody, I'm going to get out of here so I can get some work done so that I can come back and rock when the game starts. I'll be in some type of Knicks gear, may have some type of um adult stuff to shake up the frequency, so to speak. The Knicks at Night podcast, definitely tonight, man. I'll see y'all later. Peace, y'all.